Yeah, just wrapped up our preseason practices and excited to get on the road this weekend and see how we compete against some people outside of the yellow and gold. So really good preseason, had a lot of new faces, so a lot of teaching was going on, long hours in the gym, but thankfully early in the preseason it was pretty cool in the gym, so heated up this week, so it'll be good once we start implementing our game plan and strategy for the weekend going in. But just got a ton of new people, so it's going to be an exciting season. They are working hard and very eager to learn, so it's going to be a fun group that way. But we're looking for preseason play to just keep building and trying to be at as best as we can when Summit League starts and be healthy. So, but
yeah. Such a young roster. What are the expectations early on for your group?
Our expectations are kind of, we've been focusing on just one step forward every day, and putting whatever we can out there, and seeing what happens. I think we've had a lot of high expectations for some of our preseasons the past couple of years, and we probably fell a little short of what some of those are. So right now, we're going again. It's tough. Our preseason schedule is very tough, but we just want to play our best volleyball, and I think if we do that, we may surprise some people. But we're going in really trying to just get better every match and really prepare for Summit League play, because that's what's important for us this year, and especially with the young team where we are right now and where we're going to be at the end of the year are going to be two completely different volleyball teams. So,
how many of your true freshmen do you expect to be big contributors on this team?
3 to 4. We are going to be very young at the setter position. That's going to be guaranteed to be a freshman. And then in the middle as well. And then probably one of our defensive positions will be a freshman. So about 3 to 4 of them. 3 of them will be probably on the court most of the time, and then rotating one of those out for the middle. So.
How's Danny looking? She's doing a little transition here from basketball to volleyball.
Yeah, she's doing great, actually. She's fun to have in the gym. She's a quick learner, and that's one of the reasons why I think it's been working so well. In the spring, she looked more like a basketball player than a volleyball player. Now she looks like a volleyball player. Every now and then, like, she'll run and get water or something like that, and she looks like a basketball player. Just has a little bit of different run and has little tendencies for that. But she's doing a great job. She has great instincts as a competitor and as a really good teammate. And she's added such a good kind of a role model and senior leadership and just a maturity level that really helps a lot of the freshmen along right now. And so she's probably connected the best with some of our incoming players, which is really fun to see. And then just her competitiveness on there. So she's picking up some of the things. Sometimes it's not a volleyball skill that she does to get the ball over the net, but it works and it scores. So we'll take that right now. So,
Kari, what are the challenges of a true freshman setter at this level?
The speed of the game is the biggest challenge when you think about a freshman setter coming in. And so right now, as far as our typical thing is that our setter calls our offense, and so for her to get on the pace right away is going to be a little tough. So our offense is a little bit more simple and a little bit more basic. Thankfully, she's a pretty intelligent student as well. She wants to go into mechanical engineering, so she can pick up on all that stuff. So it's just going to be getting her up to the speed of the game and the length of it. None of these incoming players have probably played the intensity for a full weekend, so that'll be interesting this weekend. Playing Friday and then playing 2 competitive games again on Saturday, and that turnaround. But we're just going to keep it pretty simple for that offense right away for her, and she can set and she can do all the physical things. So if we can kind of alleviate some of the fast pace of the offense calling and that stuff, I think we'll be in good shape.
So class is starting. You're saying that class will be the start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And who's doing most of the teaching as an assistant? Is Jen hanging around, or?
No, Kevin Dunn, my new assistant, is our setters coach. So he's played as a setter and has experience with that. So he's been taking a lot of that on. I still have our offensive side, and Sarah Rowan's been more on the defensive side of our team. So.
Opponents know that they'll keep it simple, or you'll keep it simple. Is that looking on the other side of the net? How does that?
You look at some teams, and a lot of them keep it pretty simple and pretty basic. Texas keeps it when they win the national. It's pretty simple. So as long as you can do simple really good, it doesn't seem to matter. So, I think you look at all different styles, and we've never been a really complex offensive system. People have kind of always known what we're doing. when it comes at you, and scouting report and things like that. So as long as you can be very good and efficient at simple, you can be successful.
Coach, there's no easing into the schedule. Wichita State, Arizona State, Louisville, Wisconsin, Northern Iowa. How will that bear it out when you get to the Summit League to say what kind of team you're going to have?
Yeah, I think when we're just going to look at putting ourselves out there and then looking at the successes we have, and I think that's something that I think this team especially is going to be hungry for that. But I think we're going to be really excited. I mean, we're going to be excited for every point we score, which I think is good. And I think we're going to have, focus on the little things to do things right and look at that. And so if we can stay focused on just getting better, and I know that's kind of a cliche, and I know that's, one-step thing, but it's really important for our team this year. So I think we've put our players have put in the past a lot of emphasis on winning one big match for us, and that was a big thing in the last 2 preseasons, and that's not the case right now. We're trying to become the best team that we can, and that's what we're going to look at to take from these weekends is to put out the best team we can and compete and see what happens, because volleyball is a momentum sport, and anything can happen when you're out there on the court. And so we'll prepare. I mean, half of our team's still learning how to do a full scouting report and things like that. So we've learned a lot in the 2 weeks so far, and we've come a long way. So it's going to be exciting to see where we are in another 2 weeks, and then another 2 after that when we start Summit League play.